You
This is
guys ever...
the
What?
what?
Hmm?
This
So
thing,
anyways,
I think
Right.
it's recording now.
I think it is too. So we've
I
never done this
think you
before.
may be right.
We've never done this before, so bear with us.
No,
This is, in
it's our
fact-
first time. Be
This
gentle.
isn't- Be gentle. Don't put that there.
We're just starting at episode 72 and counting down.
Oh my god, this podcast is so big. I don't think I could take it all.
Oh, you will. You will
I
take this
bet.
podcast.
Hey, I think I can take it.
I know you can. The three of us will make sure you can.
Thank you. I've always wanted.
With enough mayonnaise, anything is possible.
He's not wrong.
Well, mayonnaise is mostly grease, right?
Yeah, it's pretty much fat and egg yolk.
Yeah, it'd probably be a pretty good lubricant.
Yeah.
We have to do an experiment after the podcast tonight.
Who hasn't masturbated with mayonnaise before?
Nobody
You
that I
can't-
would trust.
I'm raising my hand. You can't see me.
The tangy zip of
wonder
Miracle Whip.
What would happen if you went somewhere with a super soaker full of mayonnaise?
Ew.
You'd have to re-engineer that thing, man. You
No,
ain't gonna get
if you just did the old shitty ones that were just two handles and a tube with a seal in it, and
Like
you
a
just
caulk
went
gun?
up, just went up and just filled that bastard full of mayonnaise, and then just went out to whatever place and had a mayonnaise fight.
Wait, what does it sound like when you fill it full of mayonnaise? Okay. All right. Perfect. Making
Yes.
sure I
No,
understand.
what does it sound like? I couldn't hear you over your vape.
Hey, man, I'd rather see people vape than smoke cigarettes. I just cannot stand the stink of fucking cigarettes.
Well, you know, RJ Reynolds said that vaping's actually more dangerous than cigarettes.
Weird. Well, they have no reason to say that other than if it's true and factual.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think they would just lie.
No, God, no.
No, they've never lied in front of
Lied.
congressional panels and shit before.
Absolutely. So they can be trusted. So, Doug, back to fucking Camel Ultra Wide non-filters for you, buddy.
It was Camel Ultra Wide at one point, but it was never the non-filters.
I think Robbie is the one smoking the ultra wides.
I feel like Robbie would roll
it's
his own.
large aspect ratio cigarettes.
Man, my folks smoked. They were both like 3-pack a day fucking smokers, and it was whatever was cheapest. So I grew up with the lingering smell of burning dog shit across the fucking house at all times. So
That sounds pretty pleasant.
yeah, there was nothing pleasant about my childhood or my fucking parents. But if there was going to be something, it wouldn't be that. I think that's why out of the 5 of us, none of us smoke. I think it's just we got enough nicotine as children to.
I mean, I watched, you know, how much it fucked up my parents, and I was like, yeah, I don't think I want to do that.
Right. I just never could. I mean, I tried a couple times just out of curiosity or just being a stupid kid, but it just never. I was like, nah, I don't see the point of this. At least not tobacco.
I toured the RJ Reynolds factory a long time ago because they wanted me to go work over there.
Nice. Did you get a free carton? Like free carton of smokes?
No, but I pulled a cigarette off the line before they glued the filter on it, and it was 4 cigarettes long and had no filter.
Oh wow!
Because the paper they use is like 4 cigarettes long.
Okay.
So they roll it and then they cut it into 4 cigarettes and glue the filters on. So of course, I mean, it's me and my college class walking through the factory, and we're like, dude, I'm gonna take one. That was the grossest shit ever, dude. It was. I watched someone smoke it and puke in the parking lot.
That's nasty. Nasty. Yeah.
And they were trying to convince us to work there, and all they could tell us was, man, this job's really challenging.
Mm-hmm. That means we don't maintain our equipment properly. We don't pay well.
Yeah.
They
paid really well. They paid really well.
Yeah.
But everyone
So-
there was like clearly about like so stressed out they were about to have a fucking heart attack, and they were all like, overweight, red face.
Well, and again, they pay in tobacco, so they give
Well,
you
you
like
do
tobacco
you get 2
leaves.
free cartons a week if you work
Yeah.
there,
Of
and
course you do.
then it's like
Jesus.
70 something an hour. For,
One smoke break per hour.
Yeah. And it's 30 minutes.
Plus, you got 2 floating smoke breaks if you need those.
I'm glad I never started. I'd have been the guy that, fucking was putting cigarettes in his trach hole.
Well, the tricky thing about cigarettes is they don't do very much.
What do you mean?
Like a nicotine high is not very strong,
Oh, gotcha.
so it's hard to tell that you're getting actively addicted to it until you try to stop.
I could
Because
see that.
you're not getting some huge rush. You're just becoming physically dependent on it.
I mean, my parents, when they were still, my mom died of lung cancer, which was not a fucking shocker. And I remember back in the day, they'd like take that last fucking hit before it hit the filter, pull out another one, and use the lit cigarette
Oh
to
yeah,
light the next one. And that's how they would sit and do that and drink coffee at night. Like that's what they did.
I've watched people do that with other things.
Yeah.
Other things.
As
That's
JID would
rolled
say,
up dollar bill.
lit the blunt with another blunt.
Jesus Christ. Look, back in my day, I didn't smoke weed for the first time until I was 19 years old. So I was kind of behind the curve on that one. But I assure you that over about the next 5 years, I made up for it. I was the guy that was rolling up more weed while everyone else was passed out. Like, what are you doing, Dan? I'm like, I'm rolling a joint. God, no, Dan, please, no.
What does it look like I'm doing?
I'm rolling one. I would smoke myself fucking sober and then go to bed. And I can't really do any drugs now because I'm on enough pharmaceuticals just to keep me from losing my shit. But
You don't have shit to lose. What are you talking about?
That's the thing, right? that's
Not since the
unfair
fiber
thing.
supplements.
I didn't know you weren't supposed to snort Metamucil. Who knew? Flimmy. I ate the loaf of bread that I made. I decided it wasn't going to mold this time. Fuck that.
So it didn't mold because you decided it wasn't going to mold?
No, I decided to eat all of it before it could mold.
Yeah, it can't mold if if you flush it down the fucking toilet in the form of shit.
So last time, it was only about 4 or 5 days old. I was all hopped up, man. I was like, I'm gonna make me a sandwich. I got some roast beef. I got some Swiss cheese. I'm gonna get the bread out. And I opened the sealed bowl that the bread was in. I was like, what the hell is that on top of the bread? It looked
This is homemade bread going bad after 2 days because the preservatives.
Right, because it's fucking flour, salt, yeast, and water. But it looked like a hairball. I mean, dog, you've got a Doug. So these hairballs that just appear out of nowhere. I was like, how the fuck did a hairball get in my bread? And I looked at it, I was like, oh no, that's attached. No, oh wait, that's coming out of the bread. This is the creepiest fucking mold I've ever seen.
What's this tentacle coming off of it?
Dan put his balls on the bread again.
Hey, don't you worry about that. It was a experiment. It was an experiment I was trying.
So
Yeah,
having
some nut
charcuterie
bread.
got
Did
some
it
of
taste like
Fermenta
experiment?
cheese.
Blah, 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 blah.
What now?
All right, everyone, all at once, one more time.
Damn it, Bobby.
Adam's always got to go just one more. You know what I mean? Like, doesn't matter what it is. It's just it plus one. That's Adam. Whatever
Have
it
you ever
is.
played video
plus
games
one.
with him?
Yes, both of you fuckers. Actually,
Everyone, all at once now.
And a war eagle to you as well.
That's what that shit sounds like to me.
Roll Tide. Roll Tide.
I heard
I
the
do
same
not-
shit.
I do not always have to go one more.
Yeah, you
It's
do.
not true.
Dude, I can see your cheeks from here. Your cheeks are
Nuh-uh.
somewhere near your temples right
No,
now.
you can't.
Yeah,
You can't see my cheeks.
Probably can't see his cheeks, all that weight loss now.
we were playing Wildlands last night, Doug, and I realized something, right? If it's just me and Adam playing, like we'll complete missions, we're on it, you know. If me and Robbie are playing something, you know, we complete the missions, we're killing motherfuckers. If it's me, Robbie, and Adam, however, it just evolves into trapping each other in cars and blowing them up, purposely agitating an enemy that we know we can't handle. Like
Nah,
you can,
man. Nah,
Oh, you
nah.
mean so just like it is when I play with you and Adam
yes,
and
If it's more-
Robbie.
yes, exactly. If it's like more than two of us, it just turns into a shit show.
You remember that cartoon Captain Planet?
Yeah.
By your powers combined, we're gonna fuck around and
Find out.
Yeah, we're not Captain Planet until there's more than two of us.
That's what it is. It's just not enough power.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was fun though.
For what
We
it's
have
worth, when I'm playing with Robbie or when I'm playing with Doug, that also doesn't happen. So it's not necessarily the participants, it's just the number of people.
It's just the number of people.
Like
Yeah.
N plus number.
N plus one, right? N
Yes.
plus it plus one.
So
It's a
in this particular
quadratic
case, the number is 2. And
Before
when
you
we
reach
reach
critical
N
mass.
plus 1,
Yeah.
yeah.
N plus one. Jesus fuck! I just realized what that was. Yeah, it plus one. That's what Adam is. So just saying, Adam, you're a little extra. That's what I'm saying.
You will not. You are not the first person to say this.
I am quite sure of that. Yeah,
he is the N+1 person.
yeah.
Just for the
LGBTQ N+.
record, Adam is not the only person who can be a bit much, Mr. Adams.
Look, Doug, I wasn't going to bring it up, but yeah, you're a handful as well. You're a handful as well.
And Doug is
But we
2
love you.
handfuls, depending on how cold it is outside.
It's true. Doug's hung like a fucking donkey. I mean,
He's over here knocking over lamps off the desk, and
it's actually it's a bit, it can be a bit much, you know?
I don't
Don't
turn
ever-
around real quick when small children are near if I'm naked.
Yeah.
don't invite Doug to play t-ball.
No,
That
you
was
never know.
That was uncalled for.
I mean, it looked a lot like a wiffle ball bat, though. I mean, to be fair, he even painted it yellow. It was kind of weird.
I had to limp to first base, goddammit, but it was worth it.
A little jaundicey. Little jaundice. So, all right. Well, now that we've let everyone know what Doug's penis looks like, we're only 13 minutes in.
Yeah, I scared all the listeners off.
Well, you know, they can't really
All
go anywhere
two of
down
them.
there in Guantanamo Bay.
Excuse me while I whip this out.
How's that from? It's a movie.
Blazing
It's
Saddles.
Blazing Saddles.
Saddles, that's it. Yeah. You know, morons.
They weren't blazed, but I was.
Movies like that could not be made today. Everybody's too woke. And I like that the new like to fight if somebody gets called woke, they're like, define that for me, please. Define woke. Define that. Define it. Define it. Define it.
It is a state where I'm not sleeping. And woke.
I am
I'm woke.
woke.
Yeah. I've got been watching the YouTube reels, shorts, whatever the fuck they're called, and got into the algorithm like that where it was just like woke people fighting with conservatives and conservatives fighting with people and people
And
fighting
Ben
with
Shapiro
people.
slam dunking on 13-year-olds.
The thing
Yeah.
about Ben Shapiro, I like some of his points, but I don't know. Sometimes
I
I
think
don't
his-
feel like he's really saying anything.
Well, I think he would be a little more credible if he didn't just choose kids who haven't graduated college yet to debate. If he actually
Yeah, that's probably true
debated
too, right?
someone who, is
Adults.
an adult.
That is true. Going to college campuses and debating confused 19-year-olds.
And they're like, man, everything just like needs to be like free, man, because I hate paying for stuff.
Right.
And he's like, well, actually, paying for stuff is because actually, technically, this is capitalism.
You do a pretty decent Ben Shapiro impersonation.
It's not hard. My
It's not
voice is
hard.
already pretty high pitched.
That is true. Whenever I hear you, I want to, like, are you the lady of the house?
I could be.
Mm.
I'm the man and the lady of the house.
Well, and I am not here to assume your gender. So
Good, because that would make you an ass just like me.
Right?
It's not very woke of you.
It's not very woke of me, and I would not want to be unwoke.
Oh, no, I kind of would. It's been a long day.
It has been a fucking long day today, yeah. And this rain isn't helping. I thought I read somewhere that we've gotten like a year's worth of rain in the last month or some shit like that.
Well,
I think
we've
last
gotten
week.
we've gotten nearly triple what we're supposed to get for this particular month.
Hell yeah.
So yeah,
That's what I'm talking about.
Well, a year's worth of rain in the desert's like 2 inches, right?
Right, exactly. Yeah,
That's my
tablespoon of
stage
rain.
name.
What's that?
Your stage name is 2 inches.
Rain in the desert.
Oh, rain in the desert. Oh, that makes
Desert
more sense.
rainfall.
Desert rainfall.
I need to be unwoke, I think.
Just like it. I'm only 2 inches.
more glitter.
I'll make it rain.
There's no such thing as too much glitter.
Till you receive a glitter bomb in the mail.
I've always wanted those are hard to come by. I've sent Doug was it a dick in a box or a
No, you
No.
sent me
big
a
dildo?
cardboard tube
Yeah.
that was empty and filled with a note that this is a joke.
Yeah.
And on the outside of the tube, it had bigassdildos.com in the most
That's
loud
it.
font that they could use.
Big ass dildos. Yeah, that was fun. Oh,
That's the best gag gift I've ever seen.
I don't doubt that, buddy. I'm
No,
cutting
the,
edge.
Usesextoys.com. That's a good one.
Oh, that'd be a good one too. Just a box that said used sex toys.
That's so gross.
Dude, but you're right. But look. Okay, there might actually be a market for that. I mean,
Depending on
think
who used it, yeah, I would probably buy it.
Well, I'm just saying. I mean, just kinksters in general, right? Just
Would
the idea
you
of
do a special at Christmas time and make it toys for twats?
I mean, I could, right? Would you like to donate to Toys for Twats? Yeah, I mean, that might actually be a legitimate business opportunity. Just
I
go
mean,
around
have you ever
collecting.
made it to like page 10 of the category listings on Pornhub? Not that
Well,
I have or anything, but
Well, of course I have. I mean, don't be ridiculous. At
it
this
starts getting
point,
real weird.
yeah, I mean, at this point, normal porn, quote unquote, does nothing for me. I've ruined my brain as far as that goes. So yeah, no. No. Why do you think I have a multi-monitor setup, dude? I got to have like 8 videos running at all times. Right?
I blame Rotten.com during my
Oh my
teenage
God.
years.
Rotten.com. Yeah, man. That was some good stuff back then.
No, it wasn't.
No,
Rotten.com.
it really wasn't.
And Ogrish.
Ogrish. That sounds
Oh, no.
oddly familiar.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oddly familiar.
Oh, the
The
good old
internet
days.
used to be fun. Like, remember when the internet was fun and it was new and weird?
Yeah, I
And
liked
now
people
it's just
sending me
like-
links and I clicked it and I got to watch someone die.
Right? The good old
And then
days.
I'd be fucked up for like a month and my friend would be like, haha, gotcha.
Right. And you've got legit PTSD from it.
Haha, got you good, you fucker.
Right. I've never been able to keep a job or have a normal relationship since. So-
Now we're both on a list.
Yeah, the internet used to be more fun. The internet was more fun when it was new. So HTML was the fucking prime language of the internet, and MySpace, shit like that.
GeoCities.
GeoCities, fuck yeah.
Angel Fire, ICQ,
Fire.
AIM.
Yes, sir. Oh.
Fuck you, Yahoo Messenger. You were shit.
Yeah, but we all use it. Now, Yahoo Personals, dude, Yahoo Personals got me a lot of play back in the early 2000s when
Yeah.
my first
same.
divorce. I was living in Columbus, had my own apartment, got on Yahoo Personals and did all kinds of weird shit. Got catfished before catfishing was a thing. Talking to this chick, sending pictures back and forth, and then I drive out to her trailer. Yeah, trailer, to meet her. And she comes to the door, and she's just as cute as her pictures. And she's like, "Well, see, the thing is, I've actually got a boyfriend, but you were actually talking to my sister." And her sister comes out. And her sister's not bad looking by any means, this little brunette, but she's like back there hiding behind a tree, like. I'm like, nah. She's like, "No, wait, where are you going?" I'm like, "No."
And you slung gravel all over the trailers you were leaving.
Oh, God.
Like-
You didn't feed her after midnight, did you?
Gizmo Gaga. Yeah, no. I was like, no. Had a chick that I met as soon as she opened the door. She had like 5 kids, and she's like, "Oh, well, I'll go as soon as my mom comes to watch the kids." I'm like, "Bitch, you never mentioned children. 2, you have no teeth, and 3, your breath I can smell 3 feet away." So
And
I
she's
took
like,
her
"There's
for
a peanut butter and jelly smeared in the carpet. Can you help me get it up before my mom gets here?"
Yeah, you need some wax paper and an iron. Or no, that's candle wax. Never mind. So yeah, I took her for some hot tea at some little cafe, and she says, "You want to come back to my place?" I was like,
Nope. I'm actually glad we're here.
She was trying so hard.
That's an interesting voice. Now say, "And I'll get your little dog too."
And I'll get your little dog too. Yeah. No,
See,
I
your
had a
edibles have kicked in too. Hold
It's
up.
Colorado bred. Yeah, I had some fucked up experiences with that. Honestly, like, and then I met my second ex-wife on Match.com. We were together 15 years.
I like how Dan goes, yeah, Yahoo Personals was popping and only gives us bad examples.
Yeah.
Well, those are the fun examples. You know what I mean? Like the other examples where I'd meet the chick. She was fairly normal. We'd go out and get a couple of beers. We'd go back to one of our places. We would fuck. And then we'd be like, "Cool, thanks," and never talk to each other again. I mean, you know.
Did any of the rest of them have flying monkeys?
There was one chick who let me know that she had flying monkeys just as I was about to, and I decided not to. So, because she had flying monkeys, I was like, you probably should have led with that. So, I was very concerned about STDs and pregnancies. We were talking about this the other day about as you get older, at least for me, as I've gotten older, I'm not as diligent about condoms as I used to be, but I get tested a lot more now than I did back then. Not that it matters. I mean, like if anybody's ever seen Kids, it only takes one time. But
That was
back
a
then,
fucked up
dude,
movie.
that's a very fucked up
That's the
movie.
best movie ever made.
I am a fan.
No, The Room was the best movie ever made. The Kids.
How do I kick people out of the Zencaster session?
Google how to
Kick
kick out.
Robbie out
Yes,
of
how to kick Robbie out of room. Yes, yes.
You'll be hearing from my LLC.
the... I'll get a cease and desist.
Lawyer crawl.
See.
So, but yeah, and now the dating apps are just trash. They really are. They have very little efficacy versus cost. They've really learned to like monetize them and turn them into a fucking casino game. So,
Well,
it's kind of a shame.
do you remember? It's probably been, oh God, about 10 years ago when Ashley Madison got hacked and a bunch of shit got released.
Yeah.
And it
That was
turned
great.
out that like 90% of the app was dudes,
Right.
and it was like 10% chicks. Basically, modern dating apps are the new version of that because it's like an 80-20 split. It's like 80%
Yeah.
dudes, 20% chicks. So the chicks have got their pick of the litter,
Oh yeah.
and only the top 5% of uh,
Mm-hmm.
dudes are being represented with swipe right. So it's
Absolutely.
led to a really weird dating pool with some really weird scenarios, and nobody's particularly happy about it. Not the well, I mean, I imagine those 5% of dudes are happy about it, but they ain't saying shit because they're getting laid. So everybody bitching about it is the 75% of dudes that aren't getting laid,
Mm-hmm.
and those 20% of ladies that can get laid whenever they want, but it's they're upset that they can't maintain a relationship with the shiny apple at the top of the tree. So it's led to some weird, interesting outcomes and a shit ton of content where people are bitching about them on whatever video app
Yeah.
that you care to name.
I don't
Yeah,
get
and
it.
it's
They're already not getting laid. The app isn't making them not get laid.
No, but like I know several women that are on the apps, and it's all either it's like there's no real they don't create any real connections anymore. And I think the dating apps when they first came out, like Yahoo Personals and Match and all that, were actually designed to try to match people. Like the algorithms were designed to try and match people because that was your claim to fame. Hey, I'm Match.com, and 35% of people that join us, and it was expensive back then too. 35% of the people that are on our site wind up finding a mate, getting married, yada yada yada. And that's what people expect when they go on, and instead it's just bullshit. I've seen some of the friend of mine back when she was dating kind of hardcore. She's had a same guy for a while now, but she was dating. She would send me these messages and shit that dudes sent her, and reading those made me realize what a high value male I actually am. There were dudes that were like, "Yeah, if you can come pick me up, hey, where do you live? Because my ankle bracelet will only let me go so far, and shit like that." And those were real. Some of those were real messages, by the way. And it was like, "Yeah, I'm not such a bad fucking catch, man. just want to put that out there." But yeah, I don't think people really create connections anymore like that. I mean, if you want to get laid, I guess the apps are good. It's
Well, it's
just
hard to
like,
get someone to really lay some money down for an app. So you have to create this super cheap, shitty thing and then make people pay over and over by making it not work.
oh, I'd love to
So
know.
Unity.
I'd
Well, I mean,
love to know what those
realistically
companies
speaking,
make.
it's realistically speaking now, the company that owns Tinder, because they own that, they own a lot of other dating apps. There's a certain segment of that particular population that they're making money hand over fist to the point where the only people that are really making more money on apps are the people that make betting apps, and that's about it.
Yeah,
So
and it's
it's
Match
like
Group is what you're thinking of, the
right,
company that owns that.
yeah, the money is there, and what they do is those bottom 75% of dudes, they're like, hey, if you pay us more money, then we will favor your results in our
Right,
search, and that's
right.
what
We'll push you
all of
up.
that shit is built around.
That's exactly what it does. So here's
And
the
if you want to find a way to separate people from their money, there are three golden opportunities. Three golden opportunities.
titties, titties, and titties.
No, it's like when someone's sleepy. That's why there's infomercials in the middle of the night. And if you can't sleep, you wind up ordering the brand new set of Ginsu knives.
Sleepy,
You gotta
hungry,
stay
horny.
woke.
Number two, if you're drunk, because if you're drunk, you don't have that much impulse control.
Uber Eats.
Amazon.
Mhm.
We've all drunk Amazon before. And the third is horny.
Absolutely. I've done some stupid fucking shit because of being horny.
Yep. So
So
sleepy, drunk, and horny, and God forbid if you're ever all three, you're going to make some bad decisions.
in
Most of my bad
2022,
decisions have been a combination of all three of those.
as of 2022, Tinder has made $1.79 billion in revenue, a 9% increase from the previous year. By September 2022, Tinder's in-app purchase revenue worldwide was 76.49 million, with North and Latin America having the highest share. So it is almost a $2 billion industry. And that's just Tinder. That's not Match or there's a plethora of them out there.
When
So
you
yeah, it's a $2
monetize
billion.
every little feature,
Do what?
when you monetize every little feature of the app,
Right.
oh, you want to send
billion.
more than 10 likes?
Right. You need to fucking pay this and pay that.
You
$2
guys know what
billion.
a sales funnel is?
What?
You guys know what a sales funnel is?
No.
Enlighten
Like
me.
a, so
It's
like a
like-
funnel cake?
It's very similar to a funnel cake, yes.
Oh, okay.
Oh, yeah. Powdered
Yeah.
sugar.
It's like all the douchebag marketing gurus always talk about these sales funnels, and like everyone basically does it where you have a super low or free tier of shit that you give people, and they almost always buy it because it's free or basically free, and then you basically upsell the shit out of everyone, and so you have like a couple people giving you a shitload of money. And it's, I think every single fucking business has done that now, and it's
Well, yeah, everybody edges you, right? I mean, you get to a point where you're like, oh, this is cool. And then you start to, you feel like you're about to fucking bust a nut. And they're like, oh, you got to pay to bust a nut. Sorry. Yeah.
and they just
So-
upsell until it's a funnel, because like the wide end of the funnel are the people that are barely paying anything, but you're still making money on them. I mean, if you
Mhm.
have like 8 million people paying you $2, that's a shitload of money.
Right.
And then you just upsell the shit out of everyone. And not to sound like a millennial here, but capitalism kind of ruins everything.
The
Yeah.
funny thing about capitalism is that it's a double-edged sword, because capitalism has also created some of the more amazing things we have in the world, because people wanted to make money and you got to build a better mousetrap, right? There's a lot of medications out there that exist because of capitalism. A lot of things we like to do, like video games and things like that, motorcycles, Jeeps. It's about capitalism, right? People built something that other people would want to buy. The problem is when it gets out of hand, right? And it goes too far and people stop having any real pride in what they're doing. If you made an app, like if I made if your whole goal was to create an app and make money, that's all you were doing, then hey, capitalism is working for you. But if you were somebody that gave a shit and you're like, I'm going to build an app and do this thing because I think it fills a need in society, and then somebody comes in and says, I'm going to give you $1 bajillion for this, we're going to totally fuck it up. People's greed gets in the way. I mean, there's you guys know Eric.
It's when you have a founder, and it's with so many this has happened in so many businesses. You have somebody that has a good idea and a way to build it. They've got a vision for the first so many steps, and then once that behemoth, if it's successful and it becomes large enough, it becomes more than what they can control.
They can handle. Yeah.
And then that's when, you see the guy that built the company step down, and you see some dude, that's got their doctorate from Harvard in business, whatever, and they take the whole thing over and they run it like a business. The person who started it because they were passionate about a particular idea and the way that needs to be implemented. The next guy that comes along, all he's worried about is money, and then put people in place to help him make money. And, but then that can, that can be a good thing, but it can also be a bad thing. Capitalism can be good. Unbridled capitalism is bad.
That's why I said I think it's a double-edged sword, and I don't think that capitalism is neither inherently good or inherently evil. I think it's all about humans and our inability to regulate ourselves sometimes when it comes to gain and success. Do you
Right.
remember?
Well,
Do you remember
you,
Otterbox?
yes.
Okay, so Otterbox was founded by this guy. I can't remember. He was an engineer, like an aerospace engineer or something like that, and he wanted to protect his phones when phones came out. Otterbox was new, and they were expensive, but they were super good quality. Right? They were heavy duty. Everything was really good. And then after a couple of years, like what you were saying, it kind of got too big, and he wound up either same thing, either stepping down or selling. I can't remember which he did. And then there was a marked difference in the product over the next few years. I used to buy Otter boxes. Now I won't buy them anymore because they're no better than the cheap shit that you can buy for a third of the price. So
The
they
whole
kept their
business went
prices.
underwater.
Do what?
The whole business went underwater.
Oh, did it?
Oh God, Adam's going for the
because it's an otter.
wah,
Sorry.
wah.
Yeah,
There
sorry.
you go.
There's
I
that.
was
There's
about to
that.
say you missed the cue there.
Yeah, sorry about that. Because then I
Not
was
woke
thinking, well,
enough.
no, that's life-proof cases, and they're no good either. But anyway, yeah, the product went to shit, but the pricing stayed the same. And that's when I happened to read an article about how for the last few years it had gone to this investment company or something. And right, what do? They go in and they try to make it as profitable, so they send everything to China, and they're using we can shave a few millimeters here, and you'd get them, and they'd break more. The rubber coating would just peel off of it, stuff like that. And I think that's a perfect example of that. But then on the flip side of that, I was going to ask earlier, you guys all know Arizona tea, Arizona iced tea, the big cans, they're 99 cents and like
No,
$1.05
what's that?
in Canada. You're too young. You don't know what tea is. It's a new invention. Yeah, you tea
Wait,
bagging, but
hang on now. Hang
Hmm?
on.
Hmm?
You said I'm too young. It's a
Mhm.
new thing.
Yeah, tea is. Yeah. Yeah, they just invented it.
But
No, it's new.
If
I said
I'm
it's
too
new
young, then why would I not know what a new thing is?
because it's too new. I'm not backing down on this. I'm going to double down. I might even triple down.
You would double
You're too
down.
young. Yeah. So that
You're
guy,
too young to know what these new things are.
he refuses. They were asking him and his kids, once he dies, I'm sure the kids will make him like $7 a piece. But they were asking him, like, why with rising manufacturing costs and things like that. They're like, you had to have lost profit. He said, oh yeah. He says, but we're still making plenty of money. He said, and I've got more money than my children's children can spend at this point. He said, and the rest of the world, he's like, some people are living off my 99-cent teas because that's all they can afford. He's like, and here I am, rich as fuck. He's like, so no, I'm never going to raise it, and that, like, to me, that's the positive side of capitalism, right? This dude has made his money. He said his children's children can't spend this fucking money, and he can continue to send out a product and make people happy. Hey, I've drank my fair share of fucking Arizona teas at 99 cents.
The watermelon is fucking amazing.
See, and that's the thing too, is they're good as fuck and they're 99 cents. And the difference is it's not like he's losing money. It's not like he's pumping millions back into the company every year because he's losing money. It just means he went from making $1 jillion to $1 billion. You know what I mean? And that's what kills me about a lot of products and companies. I understand you're there to make money. I do. But at some fucking point, dude, at some point.
That's one of those things where you have a difference with private companies versus publicly held companies.
Sure. Yeah,
Yep.
no, and you're
You've
right.
got a corporation that has stock shares,
Right.
you have investors. And
Right.
it's your first responsibility is not to the customer, it's to those investors.
Absolutely.
Investors. To those investors. So you will make decisions that are bad for the customer if they are good for the investor.
Right. Absolutely. And I get it, right? If
Investors
I'm an
don't
investor,
They
Go
don't
ahead.
care how much money you make. They care how much of a percentage it goes up. There's no
Right.
such thing as plenty of money when
Right.
you're a stockholder.
Right, and that's what I was going to say. If you came to me and said, "Hey, Dan, your stock only went up by 4% instead of 6," because we were like, "Come on, man, people need a cheap widget," and we were like, we're making plenty of money. He's like, "Excuse me." No, I wouldn't because I'm not a complete piece of fucking trash. But I'd be like, okay, and then go get in my Maserati and drive away. But I am the exception, not the fucking rule, obviously. So yeah, I don't think capitalism and America is the fucking greatest thing since sliced bread, but it's what I've grown up in. It's what I know, and I don't see me going anywhere. So I'd like to see it just get a little healthier, but based on current events, I'm not sure that's going to happen.
Well, the whole public company thing is one of the main problems, but that's not going anywhere.
No, God, no. So, I mean,
Well, if you made all of those businesses go private, let's say you start pulling levers and you want to get closer to your ideal world. We're humans. We're going to fuck it up.
there'd be titties involved.
If you decide, hey, wouldn't it be nice if everybody had the same amount of money and there was no, nobody just left out in the cold?
That's communism. I don't know about that.
That's communism, and
Yeah.
they fuck that up. It's communism / socialism.
Yeah.
People will fuck that up,
Yeah.
and they will engage in corrupt practices like they
Yeah.
do in 99% of those countries that I am aware of.
See.
And then on the other side of the coin, if you've got capitalism, you can't have unbridled capitalism because it's just as bad. Because you think about if there were no regulatory approval for mergers, which there's barely any now.
I was gonna say,
let's be completely honest.
It's sort of a fucking dog and pony show, right?
Yeah, you'll hear things about banks, especially, and that's a valid topic in the current environment, because obviously we got into 2008 with the financial crisis because we had institutions that were too big to fail. Well, do you know what happens when you have a bank fail? Other banks come in and buy them at a discount.
I was going to say, not much.
It's
actually.
an automatically approved merger. So it's like, well, we decided to buy someone else in this space, and now we have all of their accounts. And if anybody wants to experience financial terror, I implore you, dig into how the financial system actually works, and you'll be shocked that it actually works.
Yeah, I started doing that when they kept raising the interest rates and stuff, and people were talking about it, and I realized that as an adult, I've never paid any attention to that. So, yeah, okay, did some reading, mostly just watched YouTube videos because that's how I learn these days. And yeah, by the end of it, you're like, huh. We are, well, I think we've mentioned this before. There's the old, most of the like planet, US, whatever, is 2 paychecks away from, fucking Armageddon. And you look at the balsa wood foundation that our banking system is built on, and it kind of drives that point home.
Well, there is a reason why consumer confidence is the leading metric having to do with anything financial. If you don't have consumer confidence, you don't have shit.
Oh, sure. Yeah, right.
Because
It's like during COVID, look how many people bought everything on Amazon.
Mm-hmm.
As opposed to this year, I can count the number of items I've bought from Amazon on one hand.
You sick bastard.
Maybe two.
Me
Yeah.
too. Yeah, I don't really do a lot of online shopping.
You should speak to your therapist about that, Dan. That sounds like a problem.
It's not a problem. I can
Unbridled
stop.
capitalism and probably, maybe, who knows?
I mean, Amazon is the devil. Don't get me wrong,
I
but
think Dan may have a little problem with, maybe he gets bored and maybe it's when he's kind of sleepy and he's like, you know, I really do need a light for my toilet.
Yeah, dude.
When he's hungry, horny, or sleepy. Got it.
Exactly. Hungry, horny, or sleepy.
Could have
Or
ADHD too.
Yeah, exactly.
Just throwing that out there.
Ooh, I need a thing. Click, click. I've got the thing. Yeah, it's it's
Tell me
bullshit.
about your bread making venture.
Well, what about my bread making venture? My bread
Just
making venture
all of a
hasn't cost.
sudden, let's make some bread.
Don't worry about that. I've made bread a few times. I mean,
Yeah,
Dan, we don't
yeah.
want to hear about your yeast infections, bro. You don't have to keep using all these euphemisms, dude. Like, we
making
get it.
bread. I'm making
Yeah.
bread, baby. You want to butter my bread, Adam?
I don't. It smells
Mhm.
kind of bad. You need to get some ointment.
Look,
All
you'll
right.
get used to the
There's
smell.
too much moisture in there.
You'll get used to the smell. You'll see.
Mom, you're just jealous. It's the yeasty boys.
Boo.
There we go.
I would say, I would bet if I were to dig through Adam's closets, Robbie's closets, Doug's shelves right there in his dining room,
Find some skeletons.
I would find some old hobbies that have, withered from the mind that were once a focus. Yeah, I don't.
Nope.
Nah, man,
Not
no,
mine.
no. I threw them away when I moved. I mean, I
Yep.
didn't have any.
I didn't have any to begin with. Adam, nope. And
Everything
that's
I've started, I have stuck with.
it. But and I remember we had that conversation once after I saw that video or whatever, and I thought about one of the things my parents used to yell at me about was, oh, as a kid, you wanted to do everything, you wanted to try everything, and you didn't stick with any of it. And I was saying, well, first of all, I was a kid, and I think most kids do that. Like, you don't see many 4-year-olds that like start a thing and like make it a career. Yes, it happens.
That's a time where you're exploring everything, trying to figure out, who you are and what you like and
Right.
hate.
Right.
Yeah,
You don't
kind
know.
of sounds like your parents expected you to be born as an adult with fully
As their
formed
friends,
opinions.
yeah. Oh, they still would have fucking bitched at me about something. But, and I realize now
Your
that
mom really would have bitched if you were born a grown ass man.
I'll bet I split that bitch down the middle. Yeah.
Come out alien style.
We're doing what's called a L section. We just cut your chest open and
An
then
L section.
the baby. Well, it's not C section.
No, it'd be a C section.
Yeah,
It's
it's
a
further
limited
up.
liability C-section.
They
out.
don't actually cut a C when they do a C section, right?
They don't cut an L when it's. I just wanted more
Yeah.
letters because you're going further up the torso.
Ah, okay,
Yeah,
gotcha.
see,
Yeah,
like a
gotcha.
Z section, all the way up
Und-
there.
Understood. A Z section. Got it. It's like, sir, that's my scalp.
Why is Zorro in the operating room?
It's because it's the Generation Z.
Gen Z. But yeah, I still do that. I still go through, and I know it's, from what I understand, it's an ADHD thing. And I say that, like, I saw that video and I started laughing because of the three of you fuckers too. Like, all four of us do it, and I was like, okay, yeah, that tracks.
Nah.
That tracks.
don't
Four
do
out
that.
of four out of four ADHD people I know all do that. But at the same time, there are a few that have stuck. Video games and computers, music, photography, videography. I stuck with all of those. I mean,
If you
yeah,
don't
I was
try new things, how are you supposed to
Right.
figure out what else you like and or might be missing?
Look,
So,
that's what I
yeah,
used to tell
there's
you
gonna
when you
be
and I
some
lived
fails.
together. When you and I lived together, I used to come in your bedroom and say that all the time. And you always said, Dan, get out. I'm fucking serious. So I'm just saying, you sound a
stop
little
coming in
hypocritical
my
now.
bedroom. It was kind of disgusting. I'm like, get a
Yeah.
towel, you bastard.
Stop
Well, you had that
coming.
shag
I'm back
carpet
with
in
you.
there. Yeah, you had that really nice carpet in there. Well, I'm just saying. But no, you're absolutely right. I mean, trying new hobbies is fun. The motorcycle, even the Jeep, camping. I try things, and some things I'm like, it was all right. I made beard oils for a while. Doug bought stuff to make soap. I mean, fuck it. Why not? What if
Doug bought stuff to make beer. And then
Oh,
Doug
did
never
you?
made a single, not one beer. Ask me why.
Why?
Because when Doug got far enough down the rabbit hole, it was there was two logistical problems.
Mm-hmm.
Number one, first and foremost, the smallest quantity I could make of beer was
Mm-hmm.
5 gallons.
Okay.
5 gallons is 60 12-ounce beers.
Okay.
I don't see a
I
problem
was going
here.
to say, I'm not seeing a problem, but go ahead.
All right. Now, number one, when you're doing something, especially for the first time, you have a tendency to fuck it up, right?
5 gallons of fucked up beer by Doug Arnold.
So you got 5 gallons of fucked up beer. So the biggest thing to manage when you're fermenting beer is you want to manage the temperature, because
Mm-hmm.
managing the temperature will allow you to control that fermentation point and keeps you from producing the bad alcohols that will give you a headache, and if you have enough of them, make you go blind.
Mm-hmm.
So you want to keep it inside of a temperature range. And while I was sitting there going through the motions of inventing something to control the temperature fairly precisely, I'm like, how far am I going to go down this fucking rabbit hole? And if I fuck it up, I've got 60 shitty beers that I need to get rid of.
Hold up. I've got it. Sous vide beer.
Mm.
Well, weirdly enough, that was going to be the concept, because what I was going to do is get one of those little fish tank heaters, put it in a water bath with the vessel, but to keep it from getting too high of a temperature, I was literally going to install a mini air conditioner or some sort of evaporation method. And then once I got to working out how to keep this thing perfect environment all the time, because it does produce its own heat. So,
All
then I
right.
was like, you know what?
Saturday.
Fuck this shit. I'm out. Now, at that point, I had already bought roughly $400 worth of brewing gear. I had a kegerator ready to go. Um,
You still
also,
have these?
no, got rid of them long ago. Also had some of the 5 gallon corny kegs to go in it, the whole nine. And I was like, you know what? Fuck this. I can just go out and I can try all these different kinds of beer. Am I paying more than what it would cost me to brew? Yes, but I can buy it a 6 pack at a time. And if I buy 6 shitty beers, I can just turn around and grab that handle on the top of that 6 pack, take it all the way to the dumpster, and just drop it in there.
It is true. You can do that. Yeah.
Living in the land of a brewery on every corner,
Yeah, right.
plenty
I
of
mean,
options out here. Make your own 6-pack places.
I think
Mm-hmm.
too, if you had a house, if I had a house with a couple acres and like a big shed and a garage and stuff like that, I would tinker with shit like that more. But you're right, especially in an apartment, it's like, okay, I have this much space.
I was doing that shit when I was in the house. Had more
Yeah.
space.
Well, God damn it, Doug.
Sometimes it's worth it isn't good enough. Like just because it would be worth it to make 60 beers.
Yeah, because I was sitting there and I'm like, well, if I'm consuming enough of my own product that it justifies me brewing it, I'm an alcoholic.
Yeah.
Nah.
An
Or
alcoholic.
when people tell me like super expensive cars are worth it, I'm like, yeah, I mean they probably are. I'm not gonna buy one.
Just because it's worth it.
Yeah.
It's like women that buy
Huh?
stuff because it's on sale. What? It was on sale. What the
You save
fuck do you
so
need
much
it for?
money.
I
You
save
know how
so
much
much,
money you'd save not buying it?
right? Not nearly as much as if you'd have just not fucking bought it.
The
But
I
that's
had
biggest
a
trick is
coupon.
convincing you that you saved money by getting you to spend it.
I like when you buy something even at the store and you pay for everything and it's like you saved, $0.37. I was like, no, not really. I mean, because I bought the shit, but whatever.
Yeah, right above that it says you spent this much.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. So,
You save 40 cents off our arbitrary markup.
right. And that's when I was
Dude.
doing the beard oil and T-shirts and stuff. There's actually a plugin that does that for your website. It will whatever you set the price at, it will like add $3 or something, and then put a slash through that, and be like on sale.
That's
So-
technically illegal.
Is it really?
You
How's
can't
that?
have for something to say it's on sale, it has to be at whatever they said the price was for like 3 months, at least 3 months or whatever. But I mean, it's
Yeah.
never enforced, but it's technically illegal.
Yeah, Micro Center and somebody else got popped for that.
Nah, not Micro Center.
I
Yeah,
know
they
Guitar
did.
Center used to pull some shady shit like
Fuck
that.
that place.
Dude, the
Fuck
fucking
yeah.
the Kmart blue light special was that exact thing.
Guitar Center, we used to do red tag sales, and we would pull a red tag out that said $29.99 and put in a blue tag that said $29.99 and put in a red tag that said $29.99 or $29.98 and be like, on sale. And I was like, come on, man.
That's
like,
fucking hilarious.
Yeah. Yeah. We all would be like,
Everyone
I think
does
these are
it.
printing wrong. I don't think this is right. So now I'm going to assume, Robbie, that you were just playing when you said fuck Micro Center.
No.
You were just playing, right?
Maybe.
Just playing, right? I mean, because
Let me plug in my 20 fans.
Micro Center didn't make you buy 20 fans.
They sold me the case
that takes 20 fans.
that you have to take off the panel that makes it look nice and clean.
You know,
Install these other cooling devices.
You're
Show me
starting
on
to
the
describe
doll.
that sales funnel. I bought this
Yeah,
case.
right.
The case was on sale for $79.99.
Uh-huh. But then I had to have
So
cooling
I needed
fans.
to buy, $2,000 worth of shit to throw in it.
But
You're
listen,
gonna have a
I've been there.
motherboard to put in the
I was
case.
going to say, don't let Doug talk shit, buddy. Don't let Doug talk shit.
Yeah, I'm not taking his. I've seen his computer specs, but now they're trying. Now the sales funnel is real because now I'm considering just taking it to them to wire it all up because I have 10 fans with 2 wires each. Trying to have that in a tiny fucking case connected to some controller that controls all the fans. They spin at a same speed.
They'll put
Man,
it
fuck
together
this
for
hobby.
they'll put it together for $100.
It's worth it. It's totally worth it. Yeah.
I'm beginning to think that. Convenience. Fuck you, money.
My sausage fingers say that it is worth it.
Well, you bought your
I bought
last
a pre-built
computer
from
was
them.
it was a pre-built. So
it was from them actually. It's their
brand.
in-house case, and then they put a bunch of matching vendor stuff in it, like a bunch
Okay.
of tough stuff. So
from Asus.
yeah, it's nice. I mean, it didn't have any issues with it.
I could see me buying my next one being a pre-built. This last one I built, I did not enjoy as much as I usually do, and I kind of like for the same reason that Robbie is saying. I just kind of got burned out. I was like, I don't fucking want to run these wires. I don't want to do this.
I just want to sit down and have my computer work.
Exactly. So in the past, I've always built them because I had to, because like people would give me parts and shit. And so I just put them together and be like, woohoo. And then someone would upgrade something. But, hey, Dan, you want this old graphics card and these 2 fans? Fuck yes, I do. So, and that was my gaming system for 15 years. So, yeah. Yep.
See?
Well, I know one thing. This podcast will always remain free of charge because we're sponsored by Not Monster Energy Drink. So